Hi there. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man is
Matt Metris in Rochester, New York.
Matt and I are going to dissect, pick apart, and have and probably be picked apart by this brand new mezcal. It's so new, folks. It's called Pistolero. There's a song from on the soundtrack to Once Upon a Time in Mexico called Pistolero. I'm not sure if that's what it's named after, but and these cross six guns. You know what it reminds me of? The old logo for what the heck? It was a tequila. And when they first came on the scene, they had these two molded six guns on the back of their 375s and their 750s. Anyway, this is really interesting, folks. I just looked at the label. This was dropped off on my doorstep in San Antonio. The family, I'm assuming, is from Texas. This is, I don't know about you, Matt, because I know you and I have done several mezcals together. I have never had Jabali.
I don't think I have either.
And I didn't know that. I hadn't even paid attention. We have so many entries this year for our Sipping Off the Cuff that I was not paying attention. And the family, the Lozoya Spirits, is the importer. Victor Lozoya, he was the one that actually drove by. He lives in Eagle Pass, Texas, which must be nearby. But anyway, he was really nice enough to reach out. We reached out to them on Instagram. There's very little information about this. It's so new. But I had no idea all the stuff on the back. So I've had every kind of agave spirit this year. And there's still a few more that we're going to sample. We're shaking the bottle. There's all kinds of bubbles.
Nice bubbles, yeah.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to taste this, because the only mezcal brand that I knew that had a Jabali and introduced a Jabali was Del Maguey. And again, it was like a Del Maguey Pechuga. It was unobtainable. You couldn't get it. All right. So I'm going to use my Stasel Jarrito for mezcal. I'm going to pour a little bit. Again, this is a plant. This is a mezcal plant that I have not had yet, and yet people rave about it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to taste it first. Then we're going to give you all the ins and outs, all the information that we know, so that you can decide for yourself.
And Jabali has a reputation for being notoriously difficult to work with because it apparently foams while it's distilling and is known to explode stills out the seams. So
no kidding.
Yeah.
They say that on the website, or did they say that?
No, I found that some independent research.
Okay. Because you are an independent researcher.
Yeah, they don't. Pistolero doesn't have a website. It looks like just Facebook and Instagram.
And really, that's probably how new they are. Yeah. We're very fortunate that we have access to so many new and very hard to get brands, and that that they allow us to taste and dissect their stuff on camera. I mean, that's showing a lot of guts.
Beautiful theories on this.
Yeah, it is really reacting like a beautiful mezcal. I mean, the legs and tears are nonstop.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Let's see what we get in the smell and the nose.
Oh wow!
Holy shit!
There's a lot. Okay.
Wow! Wait,
going on there.
There's too much to unpack. My head's gonna explode. Wow! Just at first pass, I thought somewhere like as I exhaled, I think I even got a little bit of anise. I'm not even sure.
I picked up some mint. Yeah, it's like there's so much vegetation. It's just a vegetation explosion.
Oh my God. It's like perfume. It's perfumey, and then you're right. There was like mints, and then I thought there was some anise in there somewhere. Holy cow. And then, by the way, no smoke yet. And
no smoke at all.
yeah, no smoke at all.
And they do. I don't know if we know how it's cooked. There aren't. Oh, it does look like
Yeah,
even
it'll
so, yeah.
what I'll do is on the back of the label, once we taste it and try to get through all this stuff, I'll read some of the back information, because everything we need to know is on that back label. Wow, but and then I'm even getting stuff that reminds me. I don't even want to say. It's wow. Even doing just with the nose open, it's almost like the I'm getting like my nostrils are getting tickled, and I have
totally right up in here.
Yeah. Like right up to the bridge of your nose, and it's not because of the alcohol. It's just the aroma that I'm getting. We haven't even sipped this yet.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of alcohol. Do you?
No,
and this is 46%.
Yeah, it's a high proof. It's almost like I'm getting like a fruit juice smell too sometimes. I mean, every time I make a pass.
I just caught that anise on that pass.
Yeah. It's almost like every time you make a pass from left brain to right brain, right nostril, left nostril, it's something different, something new. And every time, and all we're doing is stirring it, making it, letting it open up and bloom like you would a wine, because at this point, that's what I got here. Yeah, it's like a citrus juice almost. But it's not a blossom or like we do with some tequilas. This is like a juice, like a jam or something. Wow. I just keep going back and forth and.
All right, I can't wait anymore.
Yeah. I agree with you. Might as well try it. Oh my God. Oh.
Wow. Okay. The fruit, a lot of fruit hits me right up front. Heat, hot fruit. Like I don't. Almost like
there's like a woodsiness to it. Like a. And I'm not gonna say wood like it's been rested. I'm talking about wood as if something fibrous. And when I read you the information on the back, it's all in Spanish.
Almost a pine. I get a little bit of like pine.
Yeah, and that's probably the case. That's probably the case that you're getting, some pine wood notes, that probably are imparted from the fermentation. This is considered artesanal. So it's artisanal. That means it has to be made a certain way according to the categories of mezcal. So it's by no means an industrial mezcal, especially when you're talking about Jabali. Now I know what the craziness is about the Jabali. There's so much going on, and then only after you've swallowed some, then you start to taste a little bit of the smoke that just clings to your palate. Just
not intense though. Yeah, it's very subtle.
Yeah, it's almost non-existent. But yeah, there's a fruitiness on the nose. There's some herbs, spices that we got. But on the intake, it's sweet, and then there was a lot of I want to call it like bamboo paper or something. There's a woodsiness, like you said, maybe pine, and not like you're chewing into a 2x4 or there's certainly no additives on this thing.
Yeah, I got some cherry, like dark cherry,
Holy
and
cow.
some dryness too.
Yeah, there's a
this end
dryness.
dryness at the same time. Like it's sweet on the sides and the back, and the front is dry, and it's really unique.
It's confusing. I'm so confused. Okay, so let me read just this. The whole label is in Spanish. Okay, so bear with me. I'm gonna try. Hopefully, my Spanish stands up, and I'll be able to translate on some of this stuff. Now, from what I understand, from what I've seen, because I reached out to these folks when I saw them on Instagram, so they do a lot of what their process is. Their pictures are shown on Instagram, and it's amazing stuff that they're coming up with. I was not aware this was a Jabali. Okay, it's Convalles. I guess that's pronouncing it correctly. 100% agave, cinco destilaciones. It's 5 times distilled.
That's crazy. That's craziness.
Yeah. The maestro mezcalero is Raúl Parada. Okay. Here's the information. First of all, let me give you this. It's agave Convalles or Convalles with 23 years of maturation. 100%. So this plant, that's why it's so hard to get Jabali, because it takes 23 years for it to grow properly. Okay. It's a conical oven, stone oven. It's conical meaning it's underground, but it's a stone oven. Molino chileno con cantera rosa. So it's not a taona. The fermentation is, let's see, tinas de encino con agua de manantial. And I think agua de manantial is spring water. So it is, like you said, these are pine vats. So the pine that you're getting is probably being imparted by the vats themselves during fermentation. It says it's 5 times distilled with direct flame in copper pot stills, in a copper still. He only made 180 liters. Okay. The people bringing this to us is Lozoya Spirits International. Victor Lozoya was really very nice to drop this off. Okay, so if I'm reading this correctly, on the back of this label, it says that these plants take 23 years to mature. It's made artisanally by the hands of the maestro mezcalero Don Raúl Parada, en el cual transmite toda su experiencia de 5 generaciones. So it's 5 generations they've been making this. En la elaboración de esta espirituosa bebida. Este mezcal está lleno de cultura e identidad, con culto y respeto hacia la tierra, con todos sus sabores y aromas que prometen una experiencia única y un éxtasis a tu paladar en cada gota. In other words, you're going to experience ecstasy on your palate with every drop.
That's
wow.
That statement.
That they were not kidding.
Yeah. And as a frame of reference, I have never had anything that was any agave spirit that's distilled 5 times.
Yeah, well, I've had tequilas distilled, 5 times, and it just turns into vodka.
Yeah.
There are master distillers who won't tell you that they distilled maybe a 3rd time. Casanova has been known for doing triple distillation. They were the first ones to actually make it a big deal. I've had quadruple distillation tequila, 5 times distilled. I still have it up there. Bonita was 5 times distilled and still had enough character. But as a mezcal,
very rare.
Yeah, and do you think it's because of the fact that the Jabali is so tough to work with? Maybe that's why it needs to be distilled. So I've never had it, so I'm not sure what the deal is with Jabali. If it generally is multiple distillations, how does that work? Did I lose you? Come back to me, please. Shane, come back. Oh my God. I think we dropped the record. Oh, there you are. You're back. Wow. Are you back? Can you hear me? We're having some technical difficulties. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you now. You were frozen
okay.
for a minute. Your
yeah.
face is still
that we're gonna have that frozen in there, folks. It's just we're at the mercy of the internet and everybody's air conditioning. So,
Amen.
yeah, it's a hot summer day here in July. Do you think that the multiple distillations are because this plant is so hard to work with, or
Could be? Yeah, I wish I knew.
yeah, because maybe for those of you who have had Jabali, maybe you've had Del Maguey Jabali or Jabali from someone else. Let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. I'm not sure if multiple distillations for this particular plant is standard operating procedure. I'm not sure. Okay, this is my first and we've had some wonderful mezcals from all kinds of different plants. Like I said, this year I've had stuff outside of the denomination of origin. I've had agave spirits. I've had stuff you probably have never heard of, and we're so happy that we've been able to do that. But I've never had Jabali and was not aware of it until just before we went on camera. I looked at this and said, "Oh, wait a minute, this is an espadin. I'm thinking I'm going to have an espadin. This is a real treat, man."
And for comparison's sake, an espadin matures what, 7 to 10 years?
7 to 10. Like a blue agave.
Yeah.
Tobola takes a little while. We've had this year. We've had Raicilla that takes from another plant, and that takes a while to mature as well. Because the smaller the plants are, the longer they take to mature, apparently. And that's just a big generalization because I'm not a botanist. But I'm shocked, man. There's so much to unpack with this mezcal. It's almost a shame to call it that. I don't even know what the.
Yeah. Wow. And I just had another sip, and I got some mintiness on my tongue on that one, almost like a wintergreen, maybe.
Yeah. Every time, at every pass, you get something different, something new. My gosh. And the finish. It's at what is it? 46 ABV.
You wouldn't know that.
No, there's the finish. Short to medium.
Very short. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those. It's almost like a good salsa that once you have enough of it, you'll eventually start to feel an increasing heat. You have enough of this, and you start to feel eventually a warm fuzzy. But at first pass, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think you'll agree with me, man. Brand of promise.
100%.
Wow, that is amazing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Pistolero.
Yeah,
right?
This is going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, I would love to. I don't know if this is the only expression or only plant that this master distiller, Maestro Mezcalero, works with. I would love to taste. The only other one that we were so impressed with was last year was Cuenta Cuentos, which was, Reed Spear has this amazing line of mezcals from different mezcaleros, and each one was just amazing, but he didn't have a Jabali. This one, I would put that right up in that lineup, because this is a treat. Oh my gosh. And you just want to spend. Don't mix it. If you're not familiar with the plant, you might want to try it somewhere that serves it. Hopefully, when bars and restaurants open up, and especially up in Austin and Dallas, it'll get much wider distribution in the state, and go from there. But this is one of those you've got to taste. You've got to spend time with it because it just keeps talking and talking and talking. Wow.
I think I just got some cinnamon on the last taste.
See, I get a lot of grapefruit. There's like a lot of grapefruit. There's a specific citrus nose on it.
Yeah, like the acidity from a grapefruit.
Yeah. It's like, remember I told you earlier when I thought it was like a jam or like a fruit juice. Maybe that's what it was. It just keeps changing. It evolves in the glass. Oh my gosh, what a treat! anyway, that's our take, ladies and gentlemen. You've been sticking around for 20 minutes, and we had some interruption there, but this is it. Pistolero. Look for it, ask for it. Reach out to these folks on Instagram if you need a bottle, want to find out where to get it. It is well worth it. Well worth it. I mean, congratulations to Victor Lozoya. Wow, holy cow. And the Maestro Mezcalero, Raul Parada. Amazing stuff. It's amazing stuff. 5 times distilled in copper pot stills. Wow. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this.
Yeah, I'm going to pour some more, I think.
Yeah, I know. See what else we get, right? Yeah. But that's our take on Pistolero. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That young man is
Pat Metris in Rochester, New York.
You have been watching, listening, and tasting, sipping off the cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media and all of our channels and networks. Please subscribe wherever you download your podcasts, like Spotify or iTunes. Down below, there's a red button if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit the red button, hit the notification bell. Every time we upload a brand new video, you'll be notified on your hot little cell phone. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.